Mark was less than amused about Greg's actions, which resulted in damage to his camera. But will Mark win out? Will magically perform in court? Here's what happened next.
How much damage is there to the camera?
Well, the camera costs £429 or so.
You've seen an expert.
Yeah.
And as far as they're concerned, and they've assessed it, it is beyond repair. In fact, they tell me there's an expert witness that's been obtained in this case, that the camera is beyond economic repair. Now, as I understand it, the value of this camera, which is what you're suing for today, is how much?
It's actually cost me £429.
But that's not what you're suing for in your case. You're suing for £249. Why are you only suing for £249?
Because it's an older camera, prices go up and down.
Right, so
Green
you're
person. And I've been asking for a contribution to a new camera for quite a while from Greg. Every time we meet each other, it's a bit of a...
I've got a receipt that says £249. Have you got that receipt with you?
I have.
Let me see it.
I'm sorry, my mistake, £249.
Well, where did you get £400 from?
I had a moment, I do apologise.
What sort of moment?
A bad moment.
Good, because if you were lying to me, I could have been a mean machine. Right, that's how much it costs to replace, £249. You say you want the money back because of what Greg did.
Or at least a contribution to it.
Well, it's not like being half pregnant. He either did the damage and it's his fault or not. Why do you want a contribution? What contribution should he make?
Because it would repair our friendship a little bit. I'm not a greedy person, as I say, so just something towards my new camera, this one, would be greatly appreciated. I think it's been going on for far too long now. Every time we see each other, I say, got any money for me? It's become a bit of a joke that's wearing very thin.
It's not really a
Greg, did you ever agree to pay any of this money back, ever?
No.
Did you ever make a promise to him that you...
No, I didn't.
Why are you asking him for money, if he never said he'd give it to you?
Well, he never actually ever said he didn't. He just laughed it off. He never actually said he wouldn't give me any money. He just laughed it off, and we moved on to the next time we saw each other.
Well, out of interest, Greg, why didn't you say, look, Mark, this is not my fault. I didn't behave negligently. These were the circumstances. It's not unreasonable. I'm sorry your camera was broken. It's going to cost you. I'm not going to pay. It's taken 2 years. Why didn't you say that to him?
I just think that the confrontation now are, we have remained friends after the incident, but I really wanted to skirt the subject and not really bring it to a head for fear of how it may actually adversely affect our relationship as friends.
And what does bringing it to court done for your friendship, Mark? Greg?
Well, I'm hoping that you will rule in my favour to show that my actions were what any reasonable person would have done. And, we both agree to abide by a decision, and then we can draw a line under it and move on together, hopefully as friends.
Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
How splendid. Anything you'd like to add? How advanced into this faith are you? I always like to ask anybody to give me some sort of, I don't know, something of good luck of some description, or for judgment. Is there something in your faith that...
Oh, not really, and I certainly wouldn't to use it to elicit a positive outcome for myself, because that's a selfish endeavour.
That's the first time I've ever asked that question, and somebody said, no, I wouldn't use magic on you because that's just wrong. I mean, is that what you're saying? I mean,
I'm not saying I wouldn't use magic on you. I'm not saying I would use magic on you. I'm not saying... What I'm saying is, your judgment should be good enough
yes.
without my persuasion of magic.
Now, in order for you to prove your case here, you have to satisfy me on balance that what he did was, for want of a better way of describing it, stupid. In other words, it was negligent, and that the average person looking at those circumstances wouldn't have done that. Now, if you were able to demonstrate that to me, that on balance he owed you a duty of care, because there's equipment around, and secondly, he acted in a way which was pretty stupid, you win your case. The problem is, from the agreed circumstances that I've got here, on any view, he didn't. How he behaved might have not been the best idea. However, as he saw it at the time, and as I see the circumstances at the time, it was reasonable. And therefore, on any view whatsoever, in any court, wherever, your case fails, because you're unable to demonstrate that he acted negligently. Now, in our final case, Taji is suing for non-payment of fees for models she supplied to Nathaniel for a music video, along with interest and loss of earnings. He says he wasn't paid for the music video and therefore owes nothing. Nathaniel, that's not your only name. As I understand it, you are a producer of music, correct?
Yes, I am.
And a rapper?
Yes.
And you've got a rapping name as well?
Yes.
What's your artistic name, Nathaniel?
Lord Zealous.
It's what sort of Lord Mandelson is called in private. I understand. Now, Tajar,
Yes.
your modelling agency, is it situated in London, Milan or Paris?
It's
Let me
in
just pause. Let me just get my pen points. London, Milan or Paris?
London.
How long before the contract you entered into with Nathaniel were you running this modelling agency on Facebook?
I've been running it for a year and a half.
What were you doing before that, Tajar?
Before that, I was a recruitment consultant.
Right, so you'd had some experience of recruiting people.
Yes.
Had you been in the modelling business at all?
Yes, I've been in the modelling business for 10 years.
Right, was that recruiting models or doing modelling yourself?
Doing modelling for myself.
What sort of modelling were you doing?
Commercial modelling, music videos, I've done a lot of adverts, commercials and films.
Right, and that includes all sorts of things like dancing and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Correct. I understand. So you started this modelling business, and there came a time when Nathaniel approached you. Had you ever done business with Nathaniel before?
No, I didn't know who Nathaniel was.
Nathaniel, how did you come across Tajar's agency? I presume on Facebook.
Yes, it was Facebook. I'm not quite sure if it was her who approached me or if I approached her first.
Imagine it's irrelevant. You
Okay.
found her modelling agency, and at that time you were making a music video, correct?
Yes.
What music video were you making?
It's a track entitled Rocking Thing.
And for this particular video you needed models.
Yes.
What were they going to do in the video? Were they going to dance? Were they going to stand there? Were they going to do some kind of contemporary dance?
Well, I have a whole script.
They have a whole
A
script.
whole script.
Now, I've had an opportunity to look at it. As I understand it, there's something involved. I'm not sure if it was in your particular music video, but can Tajar or Nathaniel, Tajar asked me, what's twerking?
Twerking. Twerking is when you shaking your backside up and down or back and forth or however you like, as long as you're shaking it. That's twerking.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
It's sort of shaking your bottom
Yes.
Yes.
in some
In
way.
a sexual manner.
Shaking it's called twerking.
Yes.
Did you expect what's it to twerk?
Yeah, he did say that he wanted them.
Did you want dancers or twerkers?
The best way to put it is that the girl's foot of their own free will was more exotic.
Well, no, I didn't expect. Hang on a minute. I didn't expect you sort of forced them into becoming twerkers.
I think twerking is just something entitled on exotic dancing.
Right, the kind of. I see.
Yes.
Now, this music video of you as Lord Zealous doing the track Rocking. Is it Thing or Ting?
Thing, as in thing. I really said ting though, because ting is like, that's how you would say it in the grill. Rocking ting.
No, hang on. You see, you said what in what grill? I don't understand.
The grill in Jamaica, that's what
Jamaican, yeah. Okay, fine. I thought you said something about a grill.
No, I said the grill.
Okay, fine. I see. So the Rocking, let's get it right. It's actually called, would you put it Rocking Ting?
No, I haven't titled it Rocking Thing, but I'm just saying, the way you said it, Rocking Thing, that's
Well, I
what
got
people
it
say.
right.
Yeah, you got it right.
What, in a minute I'm getting so into this, who knows? Maybe you'll see Judge into twerking. No. Now, I think we've got a video of Lord Zealous doing Rocking Ting. Can we see it? You provided this in your reply, that's it. How many models did you want, Nathaniel?
8 in total.
Right.
I basically got my own model. I got some of my own models. She provided 4, I provided 2 or 3.
You entered into an arrangement with Tajar to provide those 4 models, is that
Yes.
correct? Now, let's talk about these models. You entered into a contract with these models, correct? And you promised them that when they showed up to work for Nathaniel, they'd be paid a certain amount of money, correct?
Yes.
Right, so what I want is the document that you had Nathaniel sign in respect of these models. You agree you signed it, didn't you,
It
Nathaniel?
was a booking form.
A booking form, same
It's a
thing.
booking agreement form. So this is to agree that you are of what you're doing, where you're doing it, how many girls you're booking, who you're booking, how much you're paying the girls.
Can I see it? Thank you.
Just take it back.
Now, you had a conversation with Tajar, you understood you were going to get 4 models, and you signed a booking agreement, correct?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. It's up here. Let's have a look. There's the date of the event, the location, and it says there's total budget, and it says pounds, US dollars. There's British pounds sterling, it's £852 71 pence, with a deposit of £40.
Yes, he paid £40 deposit.
Right. You paid that up front, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the £852, where did you get 852 from? Where does that come from? How much are the models going to get?
The models are going to get 600 out of that because they're getting paid £150 each.
And you're going to make £252.51.
Yes.
Where did you get £252.51 from?
This is what he's put on the booking form.
Okay. The reason why I wrote on the booking form.
How much, wait a second, how much did you want? Why has he put £852.51 in?
I have no clue why he's put that.
So out of interest, as far as you were concerned, it was £600 for the models.
Yes.
And how much were you going to charge on top of that?
I was going to charge 200.
So you only wanted £800?
Yes.
Splendid, stop there. Why have you added a further £52.51 on this booking form?
That's the budget that I wrote down. It wasn't. That's not the free money I agreed to pay. I wrote down the budget what I was receiving
The budget from who?
from the company in Florida.
That's not what we were asking for.
That's it. Please don't interrupt. Now, this document, as you understand it, was not an agreement with Tajar and her agency. What this represents was the budget that you had for models.
Yes.
Right. Have you had a chance to look at this document?
Only when I filled it out the first time.
Right. Well, what this says is that you have ordered some models to come along to your set.
Yes.
There's an agreement for how much that's going to cost. And it says there's a note, clients are reasonable. I presume you meant responsible.
Yeah.
But let me say what this inverted commas contract says. Yes? Clients are reasonable for payments for models in an agent of Fame Models UK is not present. What do you mean clients are reasonable for payments for models?
They are.
Do you mean responsible?
They're responsible.
So why have you written reasonable on this contract?
I'm sorry, that was a typing error. So if I'm not present at the shoot, they are responsible to make sure that they pay that fee. If I am at the shoot, then he can hand that to me in cash and I can distribute out to the models. If I'm not there, that means he is fully responsible of making sure that he pays Fame Models UK.
Now, just to be clear, that's the name of your company.
Yes.
What's the name of your company, please?
Dylan Bank Recordings.
Right. Dylan Bank Recordings. Now,
Yes.
had this form had a different company name on it, you understand?
Yes.
The company that you're referring to in America was providing funding
Yes.
for this particular video, then the reality is Tajar would be in some trouble.
Okay.
You understand? But it says your company name on it. Why would you have signed a document which created a liability to pay Tajar's company and put your company name down if you thought the company in America would be covering the costs of the models? Why did you do that?
I didn't think there was going to be an issue. No, I paid what was left over from the budget. I did make
You paid £40.
No, I paid 3 of the girls £20 each.
£20 each?
Yes, I did
What was that?
transfer.
Did that buy them a Greggs? I
No,
don't
that was just
understand.
left over from the budget.
You signed an agreement for more, in fact, than Tajar's company was actually asking for. Seems to me that that was accepted by Tajar, rightly or wrongly, and therefore you have a liability of £852 minus a £40 deposit. However, Tajar, you actually say, in fairness to you, that the total amount that's owing to you is £792 for the model's money and for your commission. Is that because Nathaniel gave the models £20 when they were there?
Yes, that's because of that. I apologise.
What?
He said that he was going to pay on the 21st
Of what date?
of February.
And this was signed on the 11th of February?
Yeah, it was signed on the 11th of February. I actually sent him the agreement form before that, just so I could cover my back. And he stated to me over the phone that he was going to pay everyone on the 21st of February because his accountant has flown out to Dubai and can't do it at this precise moment.
Good Lord, who knew I was dealing with P. Diddy?
Yeah.
I simply don't understand. And when I don't going to understand, it means you've got about as much chance as me doing a rap, changing my name to Lord Rinder and twerking. Right?
I would love to see that.
Just assume, for argument's sake, it's never going to happen.